Welcome guys to another video here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel, and in this transfer talk video I'll be going over the latest rumours surrounding United this week. So the very first one, I guess, is going to be the long running saga that United seems to be getting themselves into every summer, and it's Arturo Vidal. I'm sure there's no surprise surrounding this sort of story because there are lots of contradictory reports. Obviously, Vidal, in an interview yesterday where he was asked whether he was off to Manchester, he replied, no. And obviously that has been amazingly exaggerated and overread by numerous institutions, because a lot of these quotes are just in conversation, so there are going to be a lot of twisting of words going on to make and spin a story in order to raise awareness and links for the website, which is you have to understand these sites, especially Daily Mail. They are the worst for doing it. They do try to get as many page views as they can, and by saying and overreading these sort of nothing quotes allows them to spin such a story. But what it says about United is that this summer they are working in a much closer knit kind of like unit where not a lot of leakage about transfer targets, etc., are leaked to the media in advance, so that enables a bit of a scramble, because the media always want to see and predict as to who United are in for. So it's a bit of a difficult time for that sort of thing, because as Louis van Gaal said that he wants to assess the current squad, and thus the rumour mill, as you like, is a bit slowing down in a minute, because as United are away for a couple of weeks, the media and the journalists are clutching at straws. Again, the male journalists, the James Ducker from the Times, who's very reliable, both kind of like denied that United are even interested in Vidal. So it's a bit of a long running saga, as I said, but again, we just have to see where this one leads once United get comebacks from their tour of America, where Louis van Gaal will have a clearer image of what he has in order to improve the current squad and hopefully push us towards a title challenge, or at least cement a top 4 finish this season. So it's a long way to go in the transfer window, obviously, but this one will run like the Wesley Sneijder saga a couple of years ago. So you might have to knuckle down for this one. I'm sure he'll be a fantastic addition if we were to acquire his services, but it's a long way off from anything that's happening. So keep an eye out on the channel. Also keep you guys updated. The quickest way, obviously, for you guys to stay at the very current is follow me on Twitter at Man United Daily, where I can push out minute by minute news if there's any. Whereas on YouTube, I'll try to do my best to bring in the latest news, but I have to give me a couple of days in order to acquire all the stories and sources to really explain the current situation. So that's just the current summary of Vidal's kind of like situation. It's hit and miss really when you read one day to the next, so take it all with a pinch of salt really, guys, and just focus on kind of like watching United a minute, because there's probably unlikely to be any concrete rumours until United come back, where again Louis van Gaal will have a clearer image of what he really wants to add to the current squad. Next up is Hummels. Again, another well-known target to a lot of United fans now because of his exploits in the World Cup. 25 years old, Borussia Dortmund centre-back, used to play for Bayern Munich, so he definitely has a pedigree. Hummels, fantastic player, great on the ball, and with this sort of new system that Louis van Gaal is implementing, 3-5-2, obviously there is a need for another centre-back in that sort of role, And I think it spoke volumes when Louis van Gaal, after the Galaxy game, said that he had to revert to Darren Fletcher in that centre-back role because he simply ran out of central defenders. So I think that does kind of like speaks out that Louis van Gaal will, or feels that he already needs another centre back in there in order to successfully implement the system, because Jones, Smalling, and Evans are probably right now the first team starters for that central defence role, no doubt about that. But in order to rotate for fatigue and also for injury concerns, where the three currently at United does have very patchy injury records, then you do need another world class backup or even a world class starter in Hummels. But again, Jurgen Klopp being very adamant this week that he would eat a broomstick, and I mean a broomstick, if Hummels was going to end up at United this summer. So that speaks again about their determination to keep their star defender. Obviously, money will talk, and if Ed Woodward is going to follow up with what he said to MUTV, where there's no fixed budget and United can still attract the main players from all across Europe, then he really has to deliver this summer in terms of big transfer targets, even though they seem kind of unlikely at the time of the initial stages. I mean, for example, if you look at Real Madrid, Monaco, a wealthy club, said that James Rodriguez is not for sale, but bam, Real Madrid blew basically the transfer fee out the window, 63 plus million. God knows the wages, etc. as well. So again, Real Madrid, they set a precedent where if they want a player, they will inevitably get a player. So that's perhaps what Ed Woodward would strive for, and if he does, then he really needs to pull off on either a Vidal or even a Hummels in order to really send out and declare a message that United are still at a very peak of their powers and obviously their financial powers, and can still compete at the very top with the high-end European clubs. So it's an interesting rumour, this one. Hummels, obviously a world-class player, so would add a lot of needed quality and experience in that central defensive role that is now even more important in this new system that Van Gaal places on the three centre defenders. So Hummels, the only detraction is probably his lack of mobility and his pace, but he could perhaps shift into the centre, and then Jones and Evans either side would be well suited to cover up his lack of pace when he's one-on-one, where he would mainly do the sweeping role. So it's an interesting one. Obviously, we all love to see him or Vidal at the United, or even both. Would be Christmas come early. But what do you guys think of Hummels? Leave a comment below. That wraps up another video here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment below on any of the stories mentioned, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, if you want to keep to be updated with the latest videos, please subscribe to the channel for more content. You can check me out as well on Twitter at Man United Daily, or visit the website at manuniteddaily.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.